Good evening from the Lesedi African Cultural Village. So I'm Heidi, and I'm putting together this video series to share with you why I feel like this retreat that I'm putting together is really such a wonderful experience that I really hope and pray that many people over the years will be able to participate in. And the reason why I feel so passionate about that is because it combines so many ingredients of a once-in-a-lifetime vacation in one. So many people will never come to Africa, and if they do, they'll never do any kind of volunteer work. And if they do, they maybe won't participate get to go on a safari or any of those exciting things. So I've combined all three of these in one trip. So here I am, and I'm explaining in this series what it's like at this Lesedi African Village, which is going to be the first night's accommodation on this retreat. So this village is a fascinating place. It has several little villages on the premises which represent the different tribes of Africa. So there is the Zulus, the Xhosas, the Sutus, and then the Pedis. So there's several different tribes that are represented here, and each of them have their own village. Now, in many of the villages you can stay, and in the villages there are actually tribal people that are living here. They're obviously a little bit more westernized in their clothing, but their origins are those tribes. So I'm this evening staying in the Sutu village, and this is my hut. As you can see, it's a little bit more westernized than a traditional hut, thank goodness. But it's still not like a 5-star hotel. So you are getting quite a cultural experience, and you might hear in the background that there are actually African people outside who are having conversation and sitting around like a communal area, just decompressing after their day's work here on the village. From a Christian perspective, as this is a Christian retreat that we're doing, so you're going to be coming on vacation, if you want to call it that, with fellow Christians. So why I think that's so awesome too is that we all have we'll have the same values. And so we're going to be attracted to similar things, and we're going to be looking at our experiences here in Africa through the same kind of eyes, hopefully the eyes of Jesus. And so here in this village then, and it has been really eye-opening to see how the tribal people have so much tribal influence, in that some of the huts have got, not that we stay in any of those, but when they take you around they show you some of the huts are for the most important person in the village, and every tribe is the medicine person or the healer. And they have a hut depicted with horns on the front. And then there's a cooking hut, and then there's other huts. But, you know, when we're talking as Christians and trying to communicate the gospel to people in countries like on the continent of Africa, the tribal influences are there, and they've been there for thousands and thousands of years. And in my travels, I've noticed that sometimes even Christian African people will try and combine some of their traditional beliefs into Christianity, and kind of try and find a way to mesh the two together, which of course we know we just can't do. That's kind of like trying to be a Western Christian, straddling both worlds, which so many Western Christians do as well, where you're trying to follow the ways of Jesus, but you really don't want to give up all the things of your past life before you were a Christian. So it's a similar thing here with these tribal people. Even though they are more westernized now and They speak English, many of them, and they wear Western clothes to a large extent. Those tribal beliefs are still very deeply rooted, and it's really a challenge, I think, for missionaries in the countries like South Africa and others to get the concept across that is not the way of the Lord in any shape or form. So yeah, it's been a really interesting experience being here and doing the cultural tour, and this is what you'll get to do on your first night here if you come on this retreat with me. So if you're interested, please sign up, please come along. I so want to share all that South Africa has to offer. Take care.